Hi everyone. Thank you for all being here tonight. This is such a powerful event to be a part of, and I'm feel very lucky that I'm able to speak to you all tonight. Just to introduce myself, my name is Megan Ball. I'm currently the Women's Officer for Winchester Labour, and I'm also the Student Union President at Winchester SU and the university. I'm going to start tonight by sharing some statistics with you all. Every day around the world, 137 women are killed by a partner or by a family member. In the UK, on average, a woman is killed by a man every 3 days. Among women aged 18 to 24, 97% have been sexually harassed or attacked. 9 times more women than men are killed by their partner or their ex-partner in the UK. And the Femicide Census report, which was published in February 2020, which analyses UK femicides, or the intentional killing of women or girls because they are female, highlights that in over half the cases, the perpetrator had previously been violent to women. Men who kill women are likely to kill again. And the fact is this: our women, our friends, our colleagues, sisters, mothers, aunties, and daughters are being killed by men because the system is not built for us. Society is not built for women and girls to be safe and be liberated. And we've all had the same experience. Keys between the fingers, plotting the brightest and quickest route home, avoiding potential alleyways or dark driveways for fear of what might be lurking. The "can I chat for you to 10 minutes whilst I walk home" phone calls, sending your location to a friend or partner. Yep, home safe, all tucked up in bed, faking the phone call in the taxi saying, "Oh, so you're waiting for home, you're waiting for me at home." Perhaps even leaving a strand of hair between the seats of a taxi in case anything evil happens, some evidence for the unthinkable. The constant scanning of the street in front of you, spotting a man in the distance and wondering, is he following me? We all have these stories, the arbitrary rules laid out to women that we must follow in order for us to literally not be murdered or brutally attacked. And the sad thing is, the reason that we're all here tonight is that Sarah Everard did all of these things. She was in bright clothing, a green rain jacket and brightly coloured running trainers, patterned trousers that stood out from the crowd. She stuck to a route that was well lit, highly populated, and that she knew well. She called her partner to tell him that she was on her way home. She was out at 9:30 p.m. on a Wednesday night. Not late, not a boozy Saturday night in a club. She was just walking home from a friend's house. A 50-minute walk before she could get into bed and get ready for the next day of work. And she was kidnapped and killed. Her entire future, new jobs, her career, travels, new experiences, maybe marriage, maybe children, gone. She will not be coming home tonight. She will not be seeing her mum tomorrow for Mother's Day. She won't be logging into work on Monday. How was your weekend? What did you get up to? Because she was unsafe on our streets. Our society made it possible for a man who we were supposed to be able to trust to take that all away. She followed all of those arbitrary rules that we as women are told we must stick to in order to protect ourselves. Guidelines for our safety. Self-induced protection. The controls that we must have in order to protect us from uncontrollable men. And the even sadder thing is, Sarah is not the only one. Holly Gazzard, 20 years old, a hairdresser. She was loved by family and friends. She was a member of the community in Cheltenham, and she gave so much. And she was killed on February the 18th, 2014 by her ex-partner after months of obsession and jealousy and a campaign of harassment. Kirsty Trelloir, 20 years old, training to be a nursery nurse. She had a 26-day-old baby. She just celebrated New Year. She was killed by her partner on the 2nd of January 2012 after she tried to limit contact with him after she experienced domestic violence. Blessing Olusegun, 21 years old, a student that was training to be a live-in carer for patients with dementia. Her body was found on a beach, 60 miles from her home. There were suspicious circumstances around her disappearance, but the police refused to investigate DNA tracing or look into potentially involved parties. Toyin Salu, 19 years old, a Black Lives Matter protester who spoke out about police brutality and being a victim of sexual assault. She was murdered by a man she did not know in her own home for using her voice. These are just 4 women. The Femicide 10-year census, which I would thoroughly recommend reading, suggests that 1,425 women were murdered by men in the UK from 2009 to 2018. 1,425. And that doesn't include any ongoing cases or situations where justice has not been served. We cannot let these women die in vain. Their deaths have to be a catalyst for societal change. Until we create a society where deep-rooted misogyny is eradicated, then we will never see equality for women. Microaggressions faced by women and girls, the sly comments, the catcalling, groping, sexual advances, they are all enabling factors for violence and murder. We must educate our men, our sons, our fathers, boyfriends, uncles, cousins, and colleagues to be active in the fight for equality. They must call out behaviours that are unacceptable without fear. They must be a part of this change. Because being a bystander is no longer enough. Not playing a role in this war, and let's be real, that's what it is, a war against women, because you have never catcalled a woman, because you have never been followed home, because you are not a Londoner, it doesn't happen where you live, or because you are not a rapist or a murderer. It might not be you, but the statistics tell us that it could just as easily be your mate. So what can we do? How can we avoid feelings of hopelessness, that there's nothing we can do, and worries that society will never be built for women and girls to be safe and liberated? What can we do? We must never stop using our voices. We must be loud and proud in our quest for equality. We must shout it from the rooftops. And when we're doing it, we must remember Sarah Everard, Holly Gazzard, Blessing, Toyin, Kirsty. We must remember the 1,425 women that were killed by men. But we must also remember the women who have never had justice served. The women whose stories will go untold. Because they don't have a voice. But we do. Thank you.